Hello, Libra. This is your relationship reading for March 2019. We're going to cut the cards here. There will be 9 cards for the main reading. And then after that main reading, I'm going to pull one more card, which will be the outcome card. So we're going to get started here. You're free to pause the video whenever you want to examine the cards or eyeball them a little bit more closely. Heads up, March will be, there will be a Mercury retrograde. It started March 5th and it'll probably continue for the next couple of weeks towards the end of March, around the 24th or 25th. Mercury retrograde should be over, but there are some big issues you should be prepared to deal with. Whenever there's a Mercury retrograde, Mercury is the planet of communication, and when it goes back, that means communication can get pretty chaotic or wonky. So it's always suggested that during a Mercury retrograde, you don't try to make any big plans, because, like, you know, let's say that you're taking a flight and all of a sudden your plane is canceled. And I'm sure some of you are laughing because planes get canceled whether there's Mercury retrograde or not. But you'll find that your best laid plans are canceled. Things do not you know, pan out the way you expected. Lots of surprises. The other issue is communication. Don't say things that you'll regret later, so you need to be very careful about what you say and who you say it to. There could even be arguments. And also, as far as relationships and love, Mercury retrograde is one of those periods where you might think about the past, start rethinking things that you did in the past. So the irony is that, yes, Mercury retrograde can be very chaotic, but it's also you going backwards, sort of like Groundhog Day, and saying, this is deja vu. Didn't I go through this before? Why is this coming up again? And so for those of you who might have had breakups or taking some space away from your partner, both of you might be going back and looking at what you did or things that happened and rethinking those things. But let's look at the 9 cards in front of us. There are some important things I'm going to focus on. First off, let's look at the card in the center. That's the root issue here. And you actually have this 2 of Pentacles, Libra. Now, Pentacles are very practical. They represent Earth. Very slow energy, but it's a good thing to slow down. Pentacles take their time. People who have Earth energy, it seems like they're stubborn, but people who are earth signs like Virgo or Capricorn or Taurus, they don't like being pushed quickly into decisions. They like to take their time. And so if someone has fire or air, you know, fire is very quick, so is air. Yeah, it can be a little frustrating because you already know what you want in a relationship. Once you make that decision, you're there. Someone who's Pentacles could sort of oh, wait, hold up. I just want to take some more time to think about what I want. But this 2 of Pentacles, juggling 2 things. Their backs turned toward the water. They're busy. They've got other things going on. And this could be you as well, juggling 2 relationships. I believe my New Year predictions had you loving and leaving, you know, not being able to stay in one place in the relationships. So juggling, you know, sort of being emotionally detached, that might be a big theme for you. When we look at your major arcana, you've got the Star, which is optimistic. It's about hope. It's about plans in the future you're looking forward to. Then you've got Death. And this is a useful card. There's no reason to be afraid of it because death means the end of old, bring in the new. And there's usually after a death, there's a resurrection. So death brings a promise that there's going to be a new beginning. There's going to be a new shift or a change, and nothing will ever be the same before that. So as you go to the final major arcana card, Karma, and this is the card of big decisions. It means fulfilling your destiny. But whatever decision you make with the energy of karma, it's going to put you on a new path, a new road, a new destiny. It's going to completely change your life. So taking that on board with your 3 major arcana and the 2 pentacles. Your energy for this month is going to be juggling, just sort of backing away from love for now, because for some of you it's like, let me process my feelings with my partner. Another issue, sorry for the children running, please forgive me, but when I look at your center card in the major arcana and what this means for your relationships, Libra, it just means rethinking, rearranging, especially during Mercury retrograde. But let's look at these rows. This is the past, present, and future. We start off optimistically, and the star is right next to the King of Cups. This could be a person of interest. Usually court cards can be pointing to a specific person in your life. Well, the King of Cups is cool, very collected, cool, calm, and collected. You're a King of Cups. They don't let their emotions, and it represents Scorpio, by the way. So the King of Cups doesn't necessarily let his emotions get away from him. The King of Cups acts. They take action, they rule, they make decisions. So some of you've got this partner where things look optimistic here. You've got a 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands, you've got 2 nines. 9 of Wands and 9 of Swords here. Be very careful. 9s mean the end. 10s mean reset. And then aces, which represent 1, mean new beginning. So it feels like you're headed for a major shift in love and relationships, and you're going forward optimistically. This is also fire. Air nurtures fire. Fire needs air to exist. This is about looking in the past. You'll notice that these wands are behind her. So this is about looking, learning from the past, looking what happened before and learning from it. So we're going forward optimistically. So when we come into death, once again, big shift, an ending of something. And it could be not a relationship ending. It doesn't necessarily mean a breakup. For instance, one of the things that I saw when I looked at death, and I'm like, what does this mean for Libra? Well, it means that an obstacle that was getting in the way of the relationship could be finally ending. A situation that's been very difficult, for instance, living apart, long distance relationship. Well, death could bring an ending to that situation to where you two can live together or be in the same city. So just because you see death, don't always assume that it means something bad. You also have that 2 of Pentacles. As I said, juggling 2 things, focusing on the material and physical, your job, your work, whatever you've got going on, and putting love on the back burner. So the 7 of Wands, again, it's very interesting because it could be your energy and it can also be someone else's. But this is the card of defensiveness. And the 7 and 9 of Wands have a similarity, because you'll notice that both of them have that wand in a defensive position as if they're going to war. And so the 9 of Wands is about going ahead, tackling obstacles, defending yourself based on the lessons you've learned from the past. For the 7 of Wands, those obstacles are in front of you. So it seems like with this 2 of Pentacles, Libras, you're in the middle of rearranging your life, taking some time off from the relationship. Maybe you're the one who wanted a breakup or wanted some space. When we head here to the future, this is when it gets interesting, because you do have some swords, which is representing air, which is your element. Those 9 of Swords, someone's causing some drama in your life. You thought you had resolved the situation, but someone can't let go. I feel like there is, for some of you, someone who's holding on to old ways, who wants you to be the old you, who wants you to go back on a decision, but you've already made your decision. You've already taken some time and you've thought about it and you're not going to change your mind, but someone is pressuring you. Someone's laying a guilt trip on you. That is also another key word that came up when I looked at the cards. Someone is guilt tripping you. So that's when we come here to that Seven of Pentacles. And that Seven of Pentacles is the card of waiting. It's the card of investing your time, investing your work, and now you're waiting to see what happens. So this is interesting because it's right under that Two of Pentacles. Maybe some of you Libras are like, I need to just see how this is all turning out and where this person really stands, because you're very good at analyzing, you're very good at judging, you're very good at seeing below the surface. So maybe your partners are fronting, they're not coming clean with you, you're having doubts, and that's why we have that defensive Seven of Wands and also that Nine of Wands as well. So you're defensive on the past and you're also kind of having doubts on the future. And you're just thinking your way through it. But when, as I said, when we get to karma, it feels like you Libras are going to come to a final decision about where you stand. And I kind of fast forward just a little bit, but what you're seeing here is me pulling your outcome card. So you have that Nine of Cups. And that's important. The Nine of Cups, once again, cups are related to water. Water is related to emotions. And what I am seeing here is this, you giving a person another chance. Oh, you're ready for love again. So the last few weeks, and especially during Mercury retrograde this month, yes, some of you might be taking a break and stepping back from the relationship as people have problems, guilt trips, emotional issues. But when you get to the Nine of Cups, that can mean social life is on again. You're ready to be with the people you love, the people you care about. That doesn't necessarily mean going back to an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, although that could happen during this Mercury retrograde. But it essentially means that for this Nine of Cups, your emotional floodgates are going to open. And I want to point out one other thing. This is your third number 9. You have a Nine of Wands, you have a Nine of Swords, and now you have a Nine of Cups. You don't have a Nine of Pentacles. But the cups bring that emotional outlet. You can now relax, and maybe you're getting to a better place with your partner to where you do feel a little bit emotionally secure, and you can let your hair down. Okay, so that was your reading, Libra. As always, thanks to everyone, my clients, my new subscribers. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your support. And also, I have a special $15 for personal reading, so check it out as well. I'll see you next month. I hope you're surviving this winter season. It's been a really tough one, even out here in California. But we'll be okay. I'll see you next month. And as always, I wish you love and light.